Yo, what's up, YouTube? So, I just watched the Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia press conference, and I gotta admit, it was like a circus show. It was kind of crazy. You can tell that they want the fight to be, a big magnitude fight. They're looking for it to be, a high-paying fight, and they're trying to build it up, and I can respect that. But you can also see the inexperience with De La Hoya, and just they're trying to learn. It's kind of like they're learning in this process, and they ain't quite got it all figured out, and you can kind of see that in a few aspects. And what I mean by that is, they tend to have a few women at press conferences, and and they'll just stand there to be pretty. They're more like scenery. But with this particular press conference, they had women. It was way more women there, for one. You didn't just have them there for scenery. You had them trying to interact and entertain. So to pop the press conference off, first off, the press conference was like an hour late. Then when they finally got the show going, they had these women coming out to pop off the show, and they were like, you could tell that it wasn't rehearsed. They didn't have like, like a little dance that they did. It's kind of like they just told them, hey, go for whatever, ladies. We need y'all to kind of go out and pop the stage off, pop that cherry for the stage. And so the women came out, like a few of them was trying to do flips. They were doing like cartwheels, and then some of them was coming out, and you can tell they wanted to do some cartwheels, but shit, they just didn't. They knew they wasn't going. They didn't want to embarrass themselves. So yeah, that's how the press conference popped off, and then you got to promoters speaking, like Bernard Hopkins, and then you got to the coaches, Bill Haney and Derrick James, and then they got to the actual fighters. And when they brought out the fighters, it's kind of crazy, because that's when the show just turned even more into a circus. It looks like really both of the damn fighters really kind of clowned themselves, to me, to my opinion. Because you got Devin Haney, he came out and he had on like some type of fucking vest that really looked like a part of a Halloween costume. It looked like some skeleton ribs, which that was his vest. And it just kind of looked crazy to me, because it wasn't really a point of even rocking it, other than, just wanting to look different. And then you got Ryan Garcia. He came out and he was dressed in some type of white Tony Montana suit, looking like Tony Montana. And honestly, everybody kept hitting him with that line, talking about he was on coke. But I must say that I can tell that he was on the opposite. I can tell that he was on something like this. Cause when they was talking to him, well, when they asked him to talk, his voice was low, and energy level was low. It was kind of like he smoked and he was high, and he was coming down. He was coming down from his high, and he really wasn't all the way there mentally. He didn't really address some things, and then the things that he did address, he kind of was, a bit emotional. He was a bit emotional. He wasn't composed. He started yelling at people in the crowd, telling them he was gonna beat the fuck out of them. When he was telling his kind of his life story or whatever, he didn't really finish. He just kind of told his life story and kind of just picked a stopping point because his thoughts was kind of all over the place, and he ended with some type of, I hope y'all can find Jesus Christ, and left. His energy was just off. Energy was kind of all over the place. It's a bit of an identity crisis with Garcia. It's kind of like he don't really know who he is, and he's conflicting with who he wants to be and who he want to present himself as versus, what the world wants him to be. And it's a contrast. He's trying to make people happy and present himself, kind of how people feel like, he should be presenting himself, but he also is pursuing his own personal quest and journey to express himself, if that makes sense. And so, yeah, he admitted, when he got to the podium, when they accused him of doing cocaine, he admitted. He was like, yeah, I'm human, I'm real, and I smoke weed and drink, and I kind of feel Devin Haney on that, in that regard, because Devin Haney, like, bro, you're a role model. It's a lot of kids that look up to you. We admit that we get it, you're a human and you have, your things that you have to do, but leave that behind closed doors. You're a role model right now. And I can respect Devin Haney in that regard. My opinion on the fight and on the two fighters, I personally I'm not a fan of neither. Not a fan of Devin Haney for the simple fact, I just feel like he's a bit overrated. I feel like he was gifted that Lomachenko fight. He's compared to Floyd Mayweather, and he's nothing like Floyd. His fighting style is just kind of, he's too hesitant for me. When he fights, he's very hesitant. He don't just let his punches go how he should. His punch selection is kind of questionable. It's a little shaky. He ain't got the power he should have. It's just a lot of things, a lot of issues that I have with Devin Haney. And I feel like, it hasn't been exposed yet, but it will be. As far as Ryan Garcia, not a fan of Garcia either. He's like a corny ass pretty boy that want to be cool. He just want to be liked and down, and you can see that he's like asking for that. He want to be accepted by the black community, and he want to be accepted by people as, as like being cool and hip and all that. But that's what turns me off about him. It's like, brother, just be who you are, and we'll appreciate you from there. But the two as fighters, Garcia, he got speed. He got a lot of speed. He got power. I think he got a few more knockouts than Devin Haney. So yeah, as far as the fight, I feel like Garcia, he got a chance to win. Which, they're 3-3. They done fought 6 times in the amateur, so they're 3-3, and so this is gonna show, it's the tiebreaker. Who's the best out of these two currently? They might fight again, and and it'll tie back up. But man, I just feel like this fight probably is gonna go the way of Devin Haney. I don't know if Ryan is. I feel like Ryan is just being himself, and he just, finally exposing himself to the world for who he is partially, because he be kind of capping. He'll say some stuff, and then it'll contradict some other stuff that he said. But as far as like him smoking weed and all that, and putting that out, you know, for the world to see. I feel like that's just a little bit of him just, you know, just trying to be himself to the world. But I don't know. I'm just leaning towards Haney. I feel like Haney will pull it out. So if you're gonna bet on this fight, probably bet on Haney. But yeah, that press conference, it was crazy. It was just like a circus. Circus. It's a real circus. But that's about it. We're gonna get this thing wrapped up. I'm finna get on this Ryan Garcia. Finna get my Ryan Garcia on. So look, I appreciate y'all joining, checking out the video. Let me know what you think about this this fight and the press conference. Do you think Ryan is, you know, putting on, or do you feel like he is, you know, just being honest and being truthful? You know, do you think he really smoke weed and do that, or do you think he actually doing coke? Like, what do y'all think? You know, what's y'all thoughts on Ryan Garcia? What's your thoughts on the outfit that Devin Haney had? What's your thoughts on the beef between Devin Haney and Bill? I mean, between Bill Haney and Bernard Hopkins. Cause it's like we damn near need them to fight after a while. Which that won't even be a fight. But yeah, they're going back and forth a lot. So yeah, we're gonna wrap this thing up. Appreciate y'all joining in. Like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification icon. That way you can know when I upload my next video, giving my thoughts on the next fight. Until then, I told you so. Peace.